Hey, I'm Kristen. Welcome back to Sales Tech Stuff. Today we're going to be looking at creating products and services inside of QuickBooks Online. And the reason this is so important is because it allows you to take the fullest advantage of automatic sales tax. I emphasize that because what happens is that once you've mapped your products and services, if the taxability of any of those items change in a state, that is being tracked for you by the team at QuickBooks. And, if there's special rates on those things, so like food for home consumption or clothing, special taxability rules, you don't have to think about it. You just set it and forget it. So if there's a sales tax holiday, you name it, once you've mapped your product and service to a tax category in QBO, you're good to go. And automatic sales tax is going to do a lot of work for you that you will not need to worry about. So that's one of the main benefits. So let's go and we'll actually set some stuff up, and then we'll do some invoices to show you what it all looks like when it plays out on that invoice. So I clicked on sales and products and services. There's several ways that you can get here, but that's the way I'm getting here now. And I am going to add an item. So let's add a t-shirt. So I'm going to add a t-shirt, and as soon as I put this information in, I'm getting something popping up over here in the sales tax box. So it's saying that this item might have some special tax consideration. So depending on where you sell clothing, and you may not be as familiar, depending on where you live, but clothing is taxable in some states, it's exempt in some states, and in other states, there are what are called thresholds. So for example, a piece of clothing under $110 in New York is exempt. Once it goes over, it's fully taxable. And there's states that have varying rules like that surrounding thresholds. So I put in t-shirt, and QuickBooks was smart enough to know that it might be this general clothing, which actually, thank you, because it is, but I want to show you what it may look like if I put in something that it didn't know what it was. So I am going to map a t-shirt. Let's actually do that. Let's add this. I'm going to say it is a t-shirt, and we're going to save and close it. So I've added a t-shirt here. So let's add another item, non-inventory. What should we add now? Let's say I put in nails. I don't know, like hardware nails. Come out of here, and it's not giving me anything that, it thinks it is. I'm curious if I put in like bike helmet, if it gives me anything. No, didn't give me anything for that either. Let me look at this edit sales tax. Now, once I click into there, I see all of these tax categories here. I see some suggested ones, youth bicycle helmets. Okay, so it's giving me some options. But then there's also all of these other categories down here, formal wear, athletic clothing, different types of clothing. And I can actually up here use the search bar. So let's say I put in gloves. I get a few options for gloves. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What if I put in shampoo? No results. So no results for that. Now, no results maybe means there's no special tax treatment, but also means maybe the tax category isn't here. So could be several things. What if I put in water? Okay, so I got different things for water here. So as you can see, you can search for your items, and then you can map them accordingly. So how about we map a service now? I'm going to go into the service category. And what is my service? Car washing? Washing cars? Car wash? I'm not really sure what to call that. So let's see if we've got anything that pops up. Nothing pops up for that. Let's go in and take a look. So there are some things that did pop up. Automotive washing. Okay, so that did pop up there. And there's a bunch more things down here if you're in construction, just general services, different types of personal services, dance lessons, hair cutting, music lessons. Oh, that's a good one. So actually, maybe I'm going to set this up. I'm going to say dog walking. Dog walking services. So let me set that one up. Go edit my sales tax, kennel and boarding services. Let's see what it had. If I put in pet, what do I get? Pet walking. Okay, pet walking. We're going to map it to that. I'm going to save and close that. So now I have a few products and services set up, which is neat, right? I can go down here. I can look at what I sell. I can set up a product and service. I can add a picture if I want to. So there's other things that you can do within there. But you're seeing here, I'm setting up and mapping to a tax category so that I'm going to get the right taxability every time, no matter what state I'm selling into, no matter what the product is. I've set it up. I've told QuickBooks I am selling a t-shirt. So let's go and let's play around a little bit. Let's create an invoice. So I am right now, it popped me into the classic invoice experience. I believe that's probably what I used last. I could update to the new layout, but I'm going to stay in this experience. And I am going to use a New York address, and I am going to sell a t-shirt. So if I put shirt in here, it'll bring up my product that I mapped, brings it up the rate I put it in, and it will bring up my tax information. So t-shirt, so it looks like it's exempt. I'm not seeing any tax for that in New York State in Dutchess County. I'm actually curious if the rule, if in let's say my t-shirt was a $200 t-shirt. Let me see what happens then. So, tax gets added. Okay, so it was smart enough to know that I actually went over the threshold for New York, right? So there's a $110 threshold. And so now I'm seeing that everything here is fully taxed. So my t-shirt is going to be fully taxed because it went over that amount. And actually, let me show you. I'm going to do 109 here. I've got no tax. I'm going to do 110. I forget if it's got a, yep. So once it hits 110. So now you see that it charged me tax, which is pretty neat. I guess a better way to do this would be to show you if I put two t-shirts on here and I had one that's at $100 and one at 110, we could actually see this down here. And this is if you expand these carrots always, I call them a carrot. I don't know if that's right. But if you expand them, you can actually see each item and you can see the sales tax that was either charged on that item or not. Now, if you aren't mapped to a product, this is going to look a little different. So see, it's telling me it's a t-shirt. So let's close this out and I'm just going to put stuff on here. And no, I don't want to create. Put some stuff. I'm going to put that at $100. I'm going to say it's taxable. Now let's go look at our tax drawer here. And so you can see that the stuff is on categorized. So anytime that you see it says on categorized, you just know that the standard rate is being applied. So QuickBooks doesn't know what it is. You haven't told it what it is. So it's not going to apply any special tax rules if they do exist. But these t-shirts, you can see it knew, okay, it's my product, it's a t-shirt. Told me this is non-taxable and this is taxable. And again, the other information we covered in another video up here, it's telling me where it's actually taxing this particular transaction at, what is the point where sales tax is being calculated. And I have my ship to set up. So it's actually calculating sales tax at this ship to address. So in Poughkeepsie. So that is pretty cool. I'm going to show you a few other things here to bring this around and just give you an idea of how setting up your products and services can be really, really great for your business and take things off your mind, right? So yeah, so let's take some of these items off of here. And let's see if we can pick a new location. How about if we go to Boston? And what did we have in here? We had dog walking services. So I had mapped to dog walking services. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. Well, my ship to is Boston, Massachusetts. That's where I'm maybe walking the dogs. And I look here and there's no tax. And I'm going to look at dog walking services. And so QuickBooks is telling me that dog walking services is non-taxable in Massachusetts. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Okay, that's good to know. But if it ever does become taxable, I don't need to think about anything. people at QuickBooks are going to make sure that this tax category for pet walking becomes taxable. And at that point, I'll start seeing sales tax on the invoice. And as a business owner, I may have questions at that point. And actually, it probably was in the news. I probably would have seen that was happening in some cases. You do see that stuff in the news. And as a small business owner of a dog walking company, that's probably going to be important to me. So just wanted to give you a little insight into products and services and how powerful that they can be when using, mapping to a tax category and using automated sales tax inside QBO. And we're going to do a few more videos to cover this, but this was just a quick one. I hope you found it really informative, and I'll see you in the next video.